Hey, welcome back guys. I'm excited to share with you a new project. I've got a timber framing corner chisel here. This is a tool that I purchased off eBay a few years ago, and I've been saving it until I had a lathe so I could turn a new handle. I've got a timber framing project planned for the spring, and I've been thinking about getting my tools together. So what I have here is I have my 1.5" bar timber framing chisel, and then I also have a 2.5" bar timber framing slick, and it's a really nice tool with a really nice handle that came with it. So these are the two tools that I have that are really specific for timber framing. But when I seen this chisel on eBay a few years ago for maybe $30, I thought it would be fun to restore it, and then it would become my timber framing corner chisel. Let me bring you in just a little bit closer so you can take a better look at it. The chisel is 1/2 inch, and it has what appears to be, I think that's probably a pine handle. It feels like it's a softwood. It's a little bit loose within the socket of the chisel, and it's got a ring on the end that also is loose. The steel itself has some mild pitting, but not bad. It's definitely got a lot of patina on it. It's got a few dents here and there from use. I think I'm going to completely restore it, take the steel back to a polish, fully sharpen it to razor sharp, and then using the lathe we will make a new handle, a much nicer handle, and then make a nice leather sheath for it. So let's start out by seeing if we can get this old handle out of the socket of the chisel and then take off the ring on the end of the handle. I definitely don't want the steel to fall on the concrete floor, so I'm going to be careful here to keep a hand on it so it doesn't fall. And then we'll just take this piece of scrap walnut and see if we can tap it out of there. There we go. So here is the old handle of the chisel. I guess that could be hickory. It's really hard to tell. It looks like it's had some varnish on it before. We can use this to get the dimensions of our new handle. Let's see if we can get the ring off now. I'll do the same thing here and see if I can tap the ring off as well. It's definitely coming off. It's just a little bit, it's being a little bit stubborn. There it goes. All right, let's take a look at what we got here. So we've got a nice 1/2-inch socket chisel, timber framing chisel. The steel looks like it's in good shape. I don't see any cracks in the steel. I would think this is hand forged. Just looking at it, it's not perfectly square. And the thickness of the walls of the socket are not perfectly thick either. Then if you look right here in where the steel splits into making the corner, you can tell that it's not machine perfect either. Steel ring doesn't appear to be in as good of shape as the steel of the chisel, but I think we probably still can reuse it. We'll clean these up and see what they look like. So I hope someday I have room to have a media blasting cabinet in the shop. But for now, I think I'm going to use my angle grinder and a Scotch-Brite attachment on a roll lock attachment, and see if we can clean up the steel with that. I don't want to take off too much material, and I don't want to heat up the metal very much, so we'll just take our time and see how that looks. I don't know how well the camera shows the polish, but this is the side I've been working on, and then this is the side I haven't started on yet. The steel has a lot more pitting than I was expecting, and it's taking a lot more time than I was expecting as well. Actually, instead of just using the Scotch-Brite pad, I went through all 3 grits that I have on the roll lock attachment. But I probably have 20 to 30 minutes on this side and the edge here. So I'm going to keep working at it and see how much of this I can get cleaned up today. Okay, so after about an hour with the angle grinder and the roll lock attachment, I've got most of the chisel polished. There's still a few areas where there's still some patina and small rust pitting present, but I think I could probably grind at it for days and it would never be perfect. But you can tell the difference in the ring that I haven't started working on yet and in the chisel. So that's just 5 minutes with the roll lock attachment, and you can see it's got a nice polish on the ring. I think this is hand forged. The walls of the ring are not exactly the same thickness, and it looks like that may be where the ring was welded or attached. I'm not sure, but definitely this is not a piece of pipe that was just cut to make a ring. I mean, this wall here is at least a third thicker than this side. But I think that's going to make a really nice ring. I wasn't sure if I was going to reuse it, but it's got a really nice patina. I really like all the imperfections in it, so I'm going to reuse it. So now that we have a nice polish on the steel, I'm ready to go ahead and sharpen it. So I'm going to use my diamond stones for that. And I'm going to take it through all the 4 grits that I have and then also strop it. So I'm going to start by flattening the backs, the 2 sides of the corner. And I'm going to start with the extra coarse and then work my way down to the fine. You can see right there where it looks like someone has ground the back surface of the chisel. So as I'm trying to flatten the back, I'm trying to get that area right there out. And then it'll be flat with the rest of the back. So I've been working the back of it for now maybe 15 minutes on the extra coarse stone, and I'm almost flat all the way to the end now. And you can tell by the new marks that I've almost gotten all the way across where the bevel is. Now the bevel of the chisel is not square, so I'm going to have to bring that back a little bit. So I want to make sure I have enough material that's flat before I stop flattening this side. I'm going to use the extra coarse stone to get it roughed out, and then I'll go through the other stones to polish.